Now, the next news is South Korea overtakes India as sixth largest stock market. So it has 5 trillion versus, that is their stock market, 5 trillion versus India's 4.8 trillion. Okay, driven by Samsung and SK Hynix AI memory chips surging on global AI demand. India's market slips amid foreign outflows and weak real tech ownership. This is what I talked about. India doesn't want to do R&D, so you cannot get the lion's share of the profit that comes from R&D. If you don't do R&D, by the way, India's R&D budget is around 0.67%. That is nothing. You can round it down to like 1 or 0, however way you want to see it. If we are not going to put in absolute terms, India spends around $18 billion in R&D. Israel is a 1/8 size economy. Okay, its annual GDP is $600 billion. They spend $20 to $22 billion every year on R&D, 2 billion more than us. We're 8 times their size in economy. Okay, so just to give you a comparison, China spends around $1.1 trillion. US spends around $1.1 to $1.5 trillion. That is their spending. $1 trillion is 1,000 billion. We're spending 18 billion. We're not even in triple digit. So obviously, I'm not surprised that South Korea takes the beats us to the punch, and it is the sixth largest stock market at 5 trillion versus ours, which is at 4.8 trillion. For obvious reason, it's a small country. It's a peanut-sized country on the map, and it's able to out-earn us because why? Because it outspent us on R&D. I think. Let me Google out what is the R&D spending of South Korea. I'm pretty sure they spend more than us. Okay, SOUTHKOREA R&D GD budget. South Korea R&D budget. Okay. In dollars, that is around South Korea R&D budget in dollars and percentage of GDP. Okay, so South Korea's total government R&D budget is $25.2 billion when factoring in both public government funds and blah blah blah. That's around 5.13% of its GDP. They're spending 5% of their GDP on R&D. We're spending 0.67. I mean, shame on us. No wonder we don't get rich. It's because we are too shy. I'm not even blaming the government. Most of the R&D spending in these countries come from 70 to 90% of the R&D funding comes from private sectors. So that means the rich people in this country are just fucking pussies. There's no other way to interpret this. I mean, why else would they not do this? It's because they are, Banya type mentality. They don't want to risk capital, and R&D is just gambling on steroids. Okay, I agree that, and these people are just astute businessmen. They are toner heads. They don't understand anything other than profit margins and safe bets. They all act like bankers. So that is the typical mentality of an average billionaire in this nation, which is why we focus too much on other things as opposed to research and development. And that is why we don't get the lion's share of the revenue that is going to be built, or the GDP growth that this world is going to have. We're not going to get a big chunk of that simply because of our inability or our shyness to invest in research and development. And that is why we might not become Vishwaguru. Again, that's just my opinion. Read what you will into that. Let me know your opinion. Okay, what do you think? What do you think we should be doing? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I will issue a redaction, and I'll update my information.